Club presents Fourth Meal.
We're rolling, guys. Fourth Meal, the podcast that retired, came out of retirement for Vice out of a month or two?
Yeah, 2-3 months, I think.
2 or 3 months. We did not record, and Vice is like, "Hey, I'm in town. Want to record?
You take a shirt
Let's do
off.
it." He did not. Dude, he's doing that now.
He's doing that now.
Thing.
Bro, he's got runner's body. He's killing
He's
it.
ripped.
Sober and taking off his shirt is wild. That's crazy.
That's Vice
Do you drink?
I do drink,
Okay.
yeah.
Anyway, so then this morning,
The dart.
I was thinking,
That was a dart.
I was always thinking, like, should we get a bottle of wine for this pod or something? Because just chill out. We should have. But anyway, then I got a text this morning, and a friend of ours he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna be in LA for 2 days. Let's chat. Let's do an interview."
Yeah.
And here we are, MAKJ.
Gotta bring it in.
Welcome to the pod.
Thank
This
you.
your first time here?
It's my first time here. I'm not taking the shirt off, though.
This was his first
take
time
my
meeting
shirt off
Skratchy,
later.
actually, too.
Yeah.
They never
Yeah.
met
I
before.
think I met you a long time ago.
Please
But
tell me it was like some random club.
Playhouse
Dre's?
maybe
No.
or something.
Playhouse?
Playhouse, bro. Russian Rob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
Oh
he
my
still
God.
alive?
He's still around actually, but he's out of the nightclub scene.
Igor and Russian Rob.
Yeah.
Politic introduced me to them.
Yeah.
I was used to wear my flannels I opened for Paul, and then I opened for Hardwell at Playhouse. Good
No
times.
way.
Yeah, it was Mondays. What were the Mondays called? It was like their
damn.
EDM night on Mondays.
Oh, no way. I didn't know that.
Was it Mondays? It was Mondays.
I used
Yeah.
to. Thursday was like when they opened. Thursday was like the pop in
Yeah.
like open format night. Where like
Playhouse was
Vice
dope.
was doing it I think
Every
weekly,
Thursday,
right?
yeah.
Playhouse was sick. It was Playhouse was the routine, Truesdale's, Cinespace, and Dimac Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Did you ever do the banana split days?
With the keg in the middle, bro. Was the
That
what was the one with
keg?
what was the one with the keg in the middle? AM used to play that. Was it LAX?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That
I did
might
that
have been-
once. I did that once, and then I did the show with him at Rain when I was like 17.
Oh,
shit.
That shit was wild. Yeah,
No
Jesse
way.
Waits.
Yeah.
Jesse Waits was the manager for a hot minute.
No shit.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow, you're going back. Like,
I know.
Long time, dude.
Let's actually
That's
start.
early, babe.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
want to
very
start because
early.
like you started as an open format DJ.
Sure.
Technically,
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
that fair?
I mean, to you guys,
Because if you were coming up with Paul, right, Politic,
yeah.
shut up,
and
Paul.
you know, I think in that era, I don't even think open format was a term. We're just
No.
DJs.
It was just DJs. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
So crazy enough, when I'm talking to you guys, I can talk as DJ. I don't have to talk. I'm like, when I do interviews, it's more so like, oh yeah, I was playing like hip hop and this and that. I was playing a bar. You know, the term open format, I would just say is a DJ, right?
course.
Because you're actually DJing, and it's such a generic term for guys like me now because I was put into a category where I was producing music, and that's all you're known for. Like everyone thought I was Dutch for years, and I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, oh, you're another white tall guy. You know what I mean? It's just kind of, you went with it. So when I get to talk to you guys, I can talk as I do the same profession as you guys, which is incredible.
Right.
So open format, weirdly enough, when I was starting DJing, I was doing all the frat circle stuff. I was doing exchanges, formals. A guy named DJ Donk was the dude that put me on spot. And
DJ Donk.
DJ Donk.
Yes.
He was working with Kevin Scott
Yeah,
with
yeah,
DMS.
yeah.
DMS?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I got some of Dunk edits.
Yeah,
Donk.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
C-Flow and
Okay.
Donk. DJ Donk.
Yeah.
C-Flow used to do all the video stuff.
Yeah, now see it as Strumverter.
Who's that?
C-Flow.
C-Flow?
Yeah.
Do you know what Donk is doing now? Club Cannon.
Yeah.
Bro,
Yep.
he killed it with Club Cannon.
Wait,
shout out Club Cannon.
Stemberger, the app. That's
Yeah.
his.
That's
C-Flow.
his?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh,
Wait,
shit.
what?
Get your account.
Oh, shit, dude.
I'm
I
like,
had
I
to
use
click
Stemberger.
that. I thought you were talking about. I thought it was like his weird German name. I'm like,
No,
what?
no, Strumverter. Yeah.
Yeah, no shit. That's
Yeah,
C-Flow.
yeah.
He was
created
always a
that?
smart kid. He was
Oh,
always
yeah.
killing it
He
with the.
just gave me reactivated my account like
Damn, I paid for that shit. What's up?
He's doing something new with it too, right? He was. Or,
yeah, he couldn't talk about it. But
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Secretive.
Some guy used to give me. He was trying to tell me about his like new uploading server. It was around the time of like Mega Upload. This is diverting off topic, but Mega Upload, Mediafire, like all those share sites. He's like, yeah, you want to invest in this company? Like, I see that it's working for you. It was fucking Dropbox, and I was like, this is the dumbest thing ever. His name was
Holy shit.
Andrew something. And he used to live at my buddy's house when he was my manager back in 2005. And I'm like, this is dumb. I'm never going to use this. I hate the color blue. It was so bad. I like think about that all the time. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, damn, I could have not had to DJ.
Yeah, at all, ever again.
So, back the open format stuff in San Luis Obispo, that's where I'm from, it wasn't existent. Yeah. But there was a couple DJs on the circuit that were doing the college parties, they were doing the bar circuit. I mean, it was like you could make good money doing it. Like,
what year was it when you started?
I'm
DJing.
34, so I started making money when I was 18, so 2008.
Okay.
Yeah. So for me,
that was a good era of DJing.
2008.
Yeah. Dude, 2008 was full on like Serato. It was like vinyl was out, and it was just like everyone was just being so creative, like with the custom edits and mashups and all this shit. That was an incredible era. It was like the beginning of like even electronic stuff, like LMFAO early days.
For sure. I was making edits with, damn, I forgot his name.
Diggs was like the big, like at that
Danny
time
Diggs?
too.
Bro,
Diggs.
what are you talking about? Jay Villar, homie. Jay Villar was the best. You remember Jay Villar? It was Jay Villar. Jay Villar. He made the Max Methods. Jay Villar.
Oh wow,
dude, they were making the best edits. And who was a dude that always used Pro Tools? I saw him in Vegas a few times. He had the best acapella. Scooter, DJ Scooter, dude.
Oh, East Coast Scooter though.
East Coast Scooter, yeah. But yeah, so that was like the era. What I want. That's all I knew. I didn't know anything about. There's MySpace. There was no social media. There was.
Because Twitter's what, 09? Twitter started 09.
So Instagram wasn't even out yet.
Instagram was like 2011.
Yeah. So MySpace was a thing. And so I started putting out my edits. I'm jumping a section here, but I started putting out my edits. I bought all my DJ equipment from Donk. A Vestec mixer and two 1200s. No shit. And he sold me my...
05? A Vestec 05?
It was Hubert's Vestec.
Oh, yeah.
I used to watch the Octagon, and I'm like, I want
that was probably 07 maybe?
Yeah.
05, 07.
It was a silver one. I can't remember. It was silver with red lighting or red
it might have been
font.
07.
It was dope. I still think that's the best crossfader of all time.
Yeah.
Like it was like so easy.
Yeah, that's
but
the shit.
That was before the 57, the Rain 57.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the Rain came out. You're like, oh my God, this is insane.
With your big
Everyone switched over to
laptop,
Rain.
with your big logo on it, bro. Like Craig was staring into it like we're cool.
Yo, people were getting creative and like getting their logo lasered.
Colorware.
Yeah,
your laptop was like $3,000. Colorware was like $3,000.
Now it's not even a
6K
thing anymore, dude. Like you stick your
No.
lap. Like I watched Spider was playing. He posted something, and Spider was playing at some like a private show in France. He had his laptop on the side. I'm like, bro, you roll back 10 years having the laptop in the front with your logo. That was like product placement.
Yeah.
Like Michael Bay, dude. Like I'm selling myself,
100%.
It's crazy. So yeah, I jumped. I bought a bunch of stuff from Donk. Like I had like $500. He gave me a deal on these 1200s. I wish I still had them. I had that really big furry
You got the
Odyssey
two
case.
turntables and a mixer for 500.
$500.
That's insane.
Damn.
Yeah,
That's a
two
steal.
1200s, bro,
That's
for
a steal.
$500. Yeah,
Wow, he looked out.
They're beat up. I was like buying the needles. There was no like it was Craigslist. That's all I could buy DJ equipment from. So I would buy stuff from Donk, and one day Donk was like, "Oh, you should hit up this guy. This is so full circle now. You should hit up this guy. His name is DJ Flight, and he's playing at a place called the Library." DJ Flight from now who does all Zook stuff. Flight gave me my first ever DJ show ever, and I fucking sucked. It was like an opening at a bar at 10 p.m. and I'm playing like country edits or something, and that was the start. And then after that I started doing like frat stuff and loading all my DJ equipment in my hoopty and just like my little RSX.
Oh, shit.
And then I had MySpace, and then I started uploading these edits, these like stupid 3-minute edits. I watched a Jazzy Jeff thing on YouTube, and I'm like, I'm gonna make those edits for DJs. I was like literally stealing his routine, and then I was making those edits for DJs.
Like wordplay type
Wordplay shit. I didn't know what it was, but I had Sony Acid, and I'm like, let me just see if I can do this, And next thing you know, I get hit up by a couple of guys. Marshall Barnes was one of them.
Oh, shout out to
He's like, hey,
Marshall.
bro, come down to LA and teach me how to do this. And I'm like, LA? Whoa. Hopped in my car, 4-hour drive later. I'm down here, and I meet Politic, and Paul's the nicest guy ever. He let me stay at his apartment for like a week. And,
Nice.
And that was
How
kind
did
of
you know Paul? Just through
Marshall.
through Marshall.
Marshall and MySpace?
This was also around like when Marshall was with AM, And this was, remember Esco? You guys remember a guy named Esco? DJ Esco? Seth Cohen. He was like the whole, it was like familiar. It was like the back in the day of the Deckstar crew. Yeah, it was a big Deckstar crew. Yep. And DJ Scene, Spider, Kevin Scott, all those guys. Aoki was still involved with the whole thing. Fashion, And I don't know, it was just kind of such a gnarly time in my career to see that was what a career could be. Seeing these guys like touring and DJing was in People magazine and
he was the biggest thing. I feel like there was a crazy era of DJs that just wanted to be AM. In that time,
doing like, the same mixes, scratching like
just
them,
like for sure. Like that was like, all right, my goal in life is to be AM.
Find a celebrity today.
It was like a whole thing.
So look at this situation. And now look at what he was doing as a tastemaker and kind of like pushing the scene forward. Who would be doing that now?
Right.
It's fashion to technical ability to just being a personality type. I mean, it was like the full circle from him being on TV shows. He did the Entourage thing. He was like being mentors to a lot of people, Marshall included. And he was always in the right circles doing LA right, you know, and doing all these shows and doing the private parties. Who's doing that now? It's crazy.
I think the problem too now is just like there's so much noise. Like even if there is people doing it, like back then, like social media wasn't, aside from MySpace, like we weren't as distracted. So if someone stood out, they stood out
for sure.
And AM was like in every issue of Us Weekly, like literally everyone. Like so you're just like, yo, like we need to be. This is a DJ and he's dope and he's here. That's the goal, right? Yeah. And now it's like, I think there's tons of people that are doing trends or doing things that stand out, but man, like you forget about them tomorrow.
It gets lost.
It gets lost. There's just so much noise online now where it's like, if you ask the question now, we can't think of anyone because no one's top of mind like right now, right?
I think it's also too, it's a generational thing. And for me, when it came down to having a mentor and looking up to someone, he's a type of guy, AM was the type of guy where I was like, cool, he hits all the check boxes. Like he is that guy. Style to DJ ability, personality type. And then you start looking at like the scene nowadays, like you said, it's too noisy, but there's also one thing involved. It's so fast fashion now. And like you said, everyone is doing the same thing. Everyone wants to be famous. Everyone wants to have their music out there. Everyone playing the music. But when the pandemic hit, there was this like lost sense of I would just say tastemaker abilities. Like all these guys got forgotten about, like these DJs. Everyone was, I mean, dude, so many people were at the pinnacle of their career, and when COVID happened, it just got wiped out. Like wiped out. And there were so many moments in my career where I sat there, I'm like, dude, what am I gonna do? Like I'm gonna make Medusa style music and have everyone sing along to my crappy music and like not happening. And do I switch up from what MAKJ is and try following the trend? And that's the problem. There's so many times in this industry where I'm just like, who's telling me to do this shit? A&Rs, managers, agents saying we can't book you shows because you need to be doing this because this is what's hot. Dude, everyone needs to just stick it out, either start something new and to really develop all the fuck ups that you did with the project that you had and go, fuck, I didn't do that. Let me do it better for this one, right? That's one massive thing that I've learned. Second is, don't jump shit because you think it's cool. Like, fuck. There's so many times in my career where I could have been like, you know what? I'm just going to make hip hop. No, I would make hip hop and I would sell it. It's like, I'm not going to release that on my name, even if it's a huge song. Like, not a lot of people know this. Like, I helped with Coco. And the reason why Coco was the EDM remix was huge was because I had the stems before they even came out.
No way.
So a lot of people were like, dude, how do you get OT to come out to Ultra? I'm like, because I made that other song. So it was like me.
I didn't know that.
It was me placing myself in different spots. Like I worked a lot with Vince Staples. I worked a lot with these guys. But again, it was like, I never had the ability to say to myself, I would want to do, damn, MAKJ is all this. No. Mackenzie Johnson, the producer.
Wow.
I made that decision.
Crazy.
It's wild. But, you know, again, it was also having help from a lot of good people in my life. Like my old manager was really dope. He really kind of steered me in the right way when I was living here. I never got put into a circle, but it also came hardcore from the open format era. Like, dude, being just involved and knowing that, like, do you know when you guys play at a club where you're not familiar with and you just know it's awkward and you need to switch the record out really quick?
Oh yeah.
Dude, do you know how hard that
every
is?
gig?
Bro, you know how hard that is for people to actually do nowadays?
Yeah.
Like, I go watch DJs and it's very rare. And I'm sitting there and going, fuck, you shouldn't have played that.
Because I feel like a lot of there's not that many in the EDM world, in the house world. There's not that many that were DJs that turned into producers.
For sure.
It's producers that have to learn how to DJ to make money, because that's where their money is in the shows. And they're like, fuck, I know how to make music. I don't know how to play music out. So there's a few like yourself that were DJs first. And you know it's like about the crowd. So there's a lot of these guys that are just putting sets together and like fucking hoping it works. And it works if you're big enough.
You got
like songs, if you're fucking the guy right now, you play whatever the fuck you want. And they're just there to look at you. Exactly. John Summit is, bro, we've seen him at a pool party and it's just like wild. And he wasn't even playing his shit. Then he knew, he waited when he started playing his shit, just like erupted.
He could fart and people would be like, this is the best thing I've ever. What key is that? Is that A? Sounds amazing. It's wild to me. But again, everyone has a moment. Everyone has a moment.
Dude, you know what's crazy? Not to cut you off, but I did.
Let's talk about farting. Let's go.
I'm trying to, like 2010, 2011, that whole time period. I feel like if you had a track that had any type of traction, you're getting 30,000 a show, 15,000 a show.
Dude,
like there was this massive boom. Like even a spot like Dre's was booking all just names.
Constantine, baby. Remember Constantine? Oh yeah.
Yeah,
dude, he was wheeling and dealing, baby. That guy was throwing out money like crazy.
Dude, but my point is, because even how you talked about COVID, a lot of those guys died, not physically, but died out. Their career died even before COVID, right?
Yep, 100%.
Like what was the difference between those guys and the guys that are still like yourself? That's
Versatility, bro. There are so many guys where I just go, you need to just play what you don't want to play. Stop thinking it's too cool. Go into like Dre's and playing trance. Like, what are you doing?
Right.
Like, what are you doing? Read the room.
Right.
I would go to Dre's. I would open up for any single time I would get booked at Dre's. I'd always be like, who can I open for? Chris Brown, Tyga, Jeezy wasn't there at the time. It was The Weeknd. I opened for Weeknd a few times. Dude, I was the only white guy there. It was me and my manager. We're the only white people there.
You would open for them?
Jen Matthews and Constantine would put me in front of all these. They would put me in front of all these guys, and because I would sell EDM tickets, but I would also just play hip hop, and it was like the best thing ever.
No way! I don't remember this time.
Yeah,
I remember when you were at Dre's, but I thought you were booked for EDM.
I was booked, but I would always open for the guys too.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
And what would your fans say? The people that bought tickets?
I would play EDM, but they were like MAKJ EDM bootlegs.
Okay.
It would go into hip hop for like a minute and a half, and I would extend it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't play like a mashup of hip hop. I would go in the OG, and I'd just go back up. It was like making transition edits, which honestly, that's
crazy.
It still saves my life all the time. You know what I mean?
100%.
Come in handy for sure.
Yeah.
I just think, I mean, going to like John Summit, that is like the unicorn right now. You look at like a guy like Dom Dalla too. I feel like Dom was a DJ before he was Dom Dalla.
Dude, these dudes were not on my radar till a few years. Yeah, like a year or two.
Until after COVID, yeah.
But it's like their level of fame right now is crazy.
Nuts.
Like absolutely
all
crazy.
those dudes, Mal P, fucking Clooney.
But look at Mal P, perfect example. You know what Mal P was before Mal P?
Yeah.
Maurice West.
Yeah.
He used to make the
Big room
illest
shit.
big room shit ever. He made a song called The Kick, and I was listening. I'm like, damn, this is.
I didn't know that
on
until I
Hardwell
saw
too,
a
right?
podcast.
Yeah.
The Every Time We Touch remix.
Yeah.
I used to
play that shit all the time.
All the time.
I didn't know that was him.
All the time, dude.
I didn't know that was him till I saw a podcast recently.
Yeah.
that Clark, whatever it was.
Yeah, Will Clark. I watched that. That was a good one because
that's when I saw. I was like, wait, what?
You
same dude?
I watched that, and I'm like, he doesn't like talking about it. I could tell because once you get to that like cool guy scene, you don't really want to like go on the past because. Right. But the thing is, that past is what made you do what you did, right? Yeah. But there was a quote he had, not a quote. What he was saying about he was going to Singapore and playing in Marquee, Singapore, and it was like his last show as Maurice West, and he was just about to put out
Drugs in Amsterdam,
and he was like, "I hope this works because I'm done after this."
No way.
And I'm
Yeah, I
sitting
remember
there
you
and
said
I'm
that.
just like, damn.
You got to watch that interview. It's pretty good.
Really good. It's really good because he's such a like well put together kid.
Yeah.
Because he has been kind of, I would say, prepped in the big room era. Him working for a lot of guys. He was used to do a lot of production work for people. And so he knows how to produce music, but at the same time, he's like a very well put together guy, which again, that's a huge thing in this industry because you can't be a risk. How many people that you guys know have been like canceled because they just got too fucked up one night, they missed flights, and now they're just like, I had to retire, I have social anxiety, I can't go DJ anymore. And you're like, dude, it's not that hard. Like you get on planes, like I know people I like being home, but dude, I don't want to work at Subway again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, Mal P looks like one of the just coolest dudes. Like even like
He's got the look too.
Just
he just doesn't.
Yeah, he didn't get on the mic once when we saw him.
That is so tight.
Zero
I love hearing that.
A lot of
Does
guys
it,
though, yeah.
bro?
Yeah.
We were like, because I call
This
it
was- it was excess.
we're brainwashed. Vegas brainwashed.
Hold on. He didn't get on the mic at XS.
He didn't even say.
Legend.
He didn't even say.
Bye.
Thank you,
Mal.
Vegas. That's my time. He didn't even acknowledge. He just grabbed his headphones and walked off.
That's a very rare
Like they all just walked off like stage.
It was-
That
bro, he
crazy.
walked
No,
off
it's
with
my birthday. Put your hands up if you're Capricorn.
zero mic, zero goodbye, zero hello Vegas. I'm Mal P.
And that's the coolest shit
Bro,
ever.
this guy fucking grabs his headphones, walks off, and 30 babes follow him. 30 babes
to the after party.
to his room.
Legend.
And God knows what
That
happens.
makes me feel a lot better about kind of the younger guys coming up because there is a sense of coolness that needs to be involved. Sounds very cliche, but at the same time, a lot of people look up to this. And I remember dude, like point finger at me. I wanted to patent put your hands up, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I would say that on the mic so many times. I can't even watch my like ultra sets. I'm just like, that's the cringiest thing I've ever
'Cause I
seen in
feel
my
like-
I mean, you sampled
No,
that
but
for
dude-
Encore. That's you.
There
But
you go.
listen,
There you go.
it's not that
There
you were
go.
doing nothing wrong. We all came up in an era where like, if hands weren't in the air, we're fucking up.
Yeah.
Like we're losing the
We're
crowd.
standing still.
Like
We're
it
like,
was
oh,
literally.
Thank you for making me feel better. I appreciate
No,
it.
it's true because we deal with that shit still, bro. Like if the room is not like doing the extreme, I'm like tanking in my head because we used to get yelled at for like more energy.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
Confetti blast in 30 seconds, and you gotta like build this moment up, and it, like if
It's crazy.
for some reason hands in the air is a thing, like why? No one even knows why.
And you get that one picture. You know what I mean?
Makes
Make
a
the
noise.
club look
Woo,
at
like what is people saying? Woo, like make our set. How does that make our set better? But it does. It's crazy.
We live in a very odd time right now for DJs, but I like it because DJs are breaking records again.
Yeah.
You know? So you have to look at it from the tastemaker standpoint of going, all right, hearing that Mal P did not get on the mic once in excess, that's mind blowing. And so for a lot of like, as you guys know, for a lot of the houseier sets, if you saw like a Gordo or a Kind Music, they get on the mic, you're like, yo, what? You know what I mean? Like to say hello and
does
goodbye.
Kind get on the mic? No,
I don't think so.
No, don't get on mic.
No.
They don't.
No.
Let the music do your thing,
Yeah.
right?
That's what I'm saying. Clooney, zero mic. Doesn't even acknowledge people. He just goes out there, might smoke a cigarette and leave. 4-hour set, like just chilling.
Yeah.
Same bounce, same hat. Hats and
Cool guy mentality, man.
So cool.
You know what I mean?
And it looks cool.
He's got sick merch. He did really well on this
Yeah.
merch.
With the Hellbent
So
stuff.
brand.
Yeah,
So
he
you
did
know
really
what?
well.
So that's the thing now that is making everyone stand out is, you know, the AM was like the celebrity, you know, we already know what he did. Every Hollywood, he was like the Hollywood, the DJ of the
go-to
stars,
guy,
right?
yeah.
Now I think you have to have music. It has to connect with people. You have to have a look, and you have to have a brand like Hellbent for him. And it's like his label, merch, like it all has it's just branded very well. And then you have Aoki, he has his thing. You know, Clooney has his thing. You have Fisher has his look. You got the bucket hat, white hats, whatever,
Dancing,
white glasses,
yeah.
very
Surfing,
animated.
just funny guy.
Like it's not just
A DJ.
DJing well
Yeah.
or making even a good song. It has to be an entire package that like just people like, and it's like
And do you think they plan that, or is that like just natural? Is that naturally
I
them?
think
I'm sure they
or is it
plan
actually planned? Like
I think I'm sure it's planned, but it has to just work. It has
Yeah.
to feel right.
You can't force it.
Yeah.
It has to feel organic.
Nothing is worse than making merch and being like, I can't sell it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just, I've done it in my career where I spent, there's a lot of these companies that do print on demand now, which is great because back when I was doing merch as the MAKJ stuff, it was just like, do I really want to buy 500 units of MAKJ giraffe t-shirts? You know, like, this doesn't sound like it's fun and be sitting at my house in cardboard boxes, whatever. But nowadays, a lot of these companies understand that you need to have some sort of demand for who you are as an artist, and you want to change it constantly, and doing the tour shirts, you know, the printed tour shirts and stuff. But again, I don't think it comes with the territory. I think that once you start gaining success, it's that next step where you go, I need to make money somehow in other ways. It's just, you got to get that LLC, right? You're doing everything kind of what you think works right. And you're going back to the rock mentality and the hip hop mentality where you have a label. That label starts selling other artists and you use those other artists for your own fame. Like John Summit doesn't even ever have to release music because he uses...
What's his label?
His label's not Experts Only. Experts Only?
Yeah. Or
It says Experts Only now?
yeah, because they got cease and desist for the other name.
Sure.
So I think it's Experts Only.
John Summit's label, he could release other people's music
Yeah.
because he uses that as his own music. He plays it in his sets.
Yeah.
That's the best thing ever because you use that as your own leverage.
How did he get so big? Like, what do you
Right
think?
time, bro.
It was just
Yeah,
I
right
think,
time.
I think timing has a lot to do with
I don't know.
anything.
My girlfriend is sitting in this room right now, and she has a lot of friends that like John Summit, and they all like look the same. The girls that like John Summit.
So it's a look.
I don't know what it is. I think it's just kind of like he is that generic ASU.
He's a bro.
But if you look in the crowd,
he's just like frat boy. Like, but he owns it.
you look in the
loves
crowd,
that.
a lot of the guys look like John Summit.
They look like John Summit. They're like
Shirt half off.
The
He's
finance-
relatable to them, you know?
Yeah, super relatable.
Yeah.
The finance
Gotta
thing
be
was a
relatable.
huge hit. Again, that was like a piece of merch for him. He used that. He said it so many times where I'm like, bro, I don't need to listen that you were going to be a guy in finance. Like, I understand that that's your catapult to having the people to follow you, which is an amazing thing. Like, I didn't want to work at a day job, 9 to 5. I wanted to be a DJ. But now you see a lot of guys making TikTok videos of them in the office and then doing their DJ shows at night. You're like, someone already did that.
Yeah, I got it.
You know, so I think it's having the right time. So I would say the reason, to go back to your question about how he got so big, the timing, because dude,
What song was it?
it was
Deep End?
Deep End.
Deep End.
Deep End was
It was
Deep
Deep End, and it was a splice sample, and it was an incredible way to do a splice sample. And then you see his studio, and I go, damn, I got this like $100,000 studio at my house, and he's like on his fucking crappy IKEA desk with his crappy Scarlett sound card,
Yeah,
and his shitty speakers have like crust
I've
on
watched
them.
his YouTube tutorials.
Yes, right.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
he has his little coffee mug and shit.
So
Just looks like a whole different person too. It's like, damn, you
right
know.
timing, man, because I remember hitting him up on Instagram and was like, dude, Deep End's great, and he was super responsive, super nice. He's like, hey bro, I used to open for you at what's the club in Chicago?
Prism.
Prison.
Fly Bar. Okay.
Prison.
Oh,
Prison.
shit.
He opened for me at Prison one time, and I'm like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Damn.
Everyone has a moment, dude. Everybody has a moment, and it's really being not a piece of shit in the moment that you have. Like, everyone has the shitty
it's how
moment.
you sustain. It's how you
Yeah.
could keep that going.
Shake hands, dude. Shake fucking hands. Be super nice to the people that are low and all the way to very high, because you don't know who's going to be who in
Dude,
a
do
certain
you
amount of
think-
time.
Not to get into it, but like, do you think maybe a few months ago, I don't know whenever this was, he started talking too much, like, you know, his little Twitter rants, and like, I think when you're at the top of your game, you need to just shut the fuck up.
Who's that?
Like,
John Summit?
Yeah, like, you know, he was talking about like, oh, like it's enough with influencer DJs,
some shit, right?
to talking shit, you know, that type of stuff, and it was like, it kind of like people.
I think people like controversy. People like controversy to a certain point, and he has enough of the social media presence where I feel like he feels like he has to always do it. It's his way of.
That's his thing.
It's his way of communicating. Like, I'm not that. I'm not going to sit here and be like, eating a
Yeah.
turkey sandwich today. You know, from Bay Cities, it's pretty good. You know, like, it's not.
$60 groceries from Bristol Farms.
Actually, I might post that. That's actually pretty funny. Just me complaining like I'm an old man. But
Inflation.
Yeah. But again, you have to remember that this is the reason why he's relevant. It's because we're talking about it. there are times where, yeah, don't get me wrong, that I went through my Twitter and was like searching every bad word I said and was like, I shouldn't be saying that. Because it got to a point where Twitter was gnarly. People would go back in those tweets and be like,
Oh, yeah.
look at
Still
you,
is,
motherfucker, got you.
Yeah.
This shit happened to Kevin Hart. Like he couldn't
Yeah,
host was it the Oscars?
The Oscars.
Because of a tweet from 10
like,
years
years
ago.
ago,
Like
yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, hey.
But he didn't. But my point is, he didn't blow up from being this controversial shit talker. He
he's
blew up from
doing
the
that
music.
now.
That's what I'm saying. Does he need to do that?
No.
Is it dangerous to play in that field when you're already popping with your music and your whole party boy?
I mean, look at it this way. There was. What else is he gonna do? He played Madison Square Garden. What else can he do? He's played every amazing venue.
He played
He's-
Madison Square Garden.
Dude, he sold out Madison Square Garden.
Damn,
Like, do you know, as a DJ, right?
that's crazy.
So one of my close friends does all his production, and his name is Nate, and he works for a company called Night Ride, and he's an incredible human being, and he's fully touring with John now. And I understand when John got to a certain point of stardom that it was going to be a full-time show for Nate. So him and I kind of like, didn't split ways. We just stopped working together on certain projects because he was doing John stuff. And I started to realize, like, damn, John is actually like helping these people sustain a living. If you think about it, like
that's
that
incredible.
is a business. He's doing it right. John is supplying business to people. And in this day and age, going out and people spending money on shows and spending their hard-earned money to go out to like a John Summit concert does good for guys like us, because people start getting a reality going, maybe I should start going out more. It's fun. I like going out and doing this whole meeting people and being normal, because remember in COVID, everyone's like, oh, VR and going out to like virtual rooms, and you're like, dude, what?
Hell no.
You know, doing like DJ sets online.
Twitch.
Bro, it was gnarly. Like, I remember doing this Insomniac thing. It was booked for EDC in 2019, and they postponed it. And they're like, oh, we pushed it, 2020. And they pushed it back. And I remember Insomniac was like, hey, you need to come down to this place in San Bernardino and DJ in this, like,
I remember
tube.
that. We actually, I was watching that.
And I had, like, a mask on.
Yeah.
And I was, like, coughing in my mask. I'm like, oh, what is going on? And it was, like, live EDC. And I'm like, this
my
can't be
God.
fucking
What a
real.
time!
Yeah.
I remember that.
Still got paid, but I'm sitting here going, this ain't
Remember
real
the
thing.
show you guys did? It was in, where was that?
Oh, it was
In
Santa Barbara.
Oxnard.
No,
Oh, yeah.
No, Ventura.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did one of those like car show, like
Drive-in raves.
drive-in.
It was like
Dude, those were
festival.
popping.
Yeah, it was like
eight-
A-Track.
That was interesting.
Ruckus and us,
Yo.
and it was.
So they were on stage and all the cars were just parked. They
Holy
were
fuck, I
partying in
did
their
that with
cars.
Dioro. I did one of those with Dioro. People were honking and shit.
It wasn't put your hands up. It was fucking
Yeah.
flash your lights,
Hit
put
the
your
high
hazards,
beams,
put your
baby.
hazards on.
Dude, we were wild times. How did we forget about that? You know what I mean? Like,
I forgot
what?
about that shit.
It was like yesterday. Like, I can't believe it's like been like 3 years now, right? 4 years, 3, 4 years.
Crazy to
Oh, yeah.
What did you do
Crazy.
during your quarantine? I guess.
Developed another thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you just working on music and shit?
Working on a ton of music.
Is there anything you didn't do that you wish you would have done? Like, I don't know,
Learn a different language. for
Japanese
sure.
or something?
Learn a new language for sure.
Are you on Duolingo? Come on, man.
There
Are
it
you really?
is. We're
Nice.
talking about this driving over here today.
Are you, or you're thinking about
No,
it?
I saw Vice do it on his little Japanese
Dude,
thing.
he's
Yeah, we're
I'm
doing
on.
it too.
Is it,
I'm on like
is it good?
date.
Is it solid?
Yeah.
It's not easy.
It's like
Japanese is hard because
75 hard.
I can say like,
because the language, the alphabet.
I can say rice and water.
I mean,
Mizu,
Gohan Tomizu.
hey,
Konnichiwa.
Japan is one of my favorite places ever.
Oh yeah.
Oh, bro,
I saw you were
what?
there you're at Zook, right?
Yeah. No. Where was
Oh,
I?
where-
Where was I? Where was I in Japan?
Oh, you did
Warp? I
No,
said
you
festival.
Warp, right?
Oh yeah,
Did you
yeah.
do Warp?
Yeah, I was with Vice. Was there? Vice was like
Yeah.
headlining that. He was crushing.
Oh,
So
shit.
He was on the mic a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. We are this product of this Vegas era where like
You have to do that. You have to be a
mic-
socialite.
But now it's like dude, on the podcast with Vice, we're talking about how the mic is not important anymore, and it's because of these guys that are making it so cool and normal to not have to do that.
But that's not even just in the house scene. In like the hip hop R&B like
No
parties,
shit.
they're rarely on the mic.
no way.
I mean,
Oh no,
Oh, no, no,
you're tripping.
Well,
Hip hop parties is all mic.
it's like cut.
Yeah.
It's my girl's birthday. Cut.
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
you're like,
yeah, yeah. No, hip hop
I've
is
seen
all
ones.
mic.
Yeah, You're right. I'm tripping.
My favorite setup of all time. I remember. I think Snake did it, and Snake still does it right. So Snake still uses turntables, right? And still uses Serato.
I think except for like Coachella, they had
they had
CDJs, but
aesthetically
but in
incredible.
Vegas, I think he's still like on turntables.
I love
clubs and stuff. Yeah, he's on.
So my favorite look of a setup of all time, before I started really getting into house music, like the Richie Hawthorne era, but it was two 1200s. CDJs up on an upper stand, and then like a Shure 57 or whatever the mic is that comes over like a big boom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that to me just screams like Fat Man Scoop.
Yeah. Oh my
Or
god.
someone, like that is to
Tick
me.
Capri and shit.
Yes. Even like I don't remember Ruckus all the time. I remember he did the whole turntable thing and he would like lick it and like spin it and shit.
Yeah,
and do
like
thing.
his guitar.
Does he still do that?
He like holds it up
CDJ,
like a
yeah.
guitar. Yeah.
He was one of the first guys. I remember going. I was
showman.
with. I was with 4am for a hot minute when I was in New York, and Jesse Marco. I was at Jesse Marco's house quite a bit, and Jesse would take me out to these like small little bars and stuff, and it was like all like Sinatra. It was who else was there all the time? It was Sinatra.
Sinatra's full on Japan now.
Yeah.
No shit. Good for
Oh
him.
yeah, lives there.
He
Good
lives
for
in
him.
Tokyo, yeah.
Yeah, Gold Bar, One Oak, Butter. And we'd go and I'd be like, this is what I want to do. It was like that hip hop era. It was like sick.
shit.
And that to me was the idea of what a DJ was. I could never see it ever going back to that.
No, man.
Ever. And it's not just about the look of a DJ setup and what DJs do. I just don't think because social media, even going to nightclubs, there's no more ball. I mean, ball service is fucking
dying, yeah.
It's dying
It's
big
all
time.
over social media. They're talking about it.
Is ball service?
Bottle service is dying. Like
We
a
see it
pro.
every
Yeah.
weekend. A lot of sparklers getting lit up, but it's like cheapo bottles, and you're like, come on,
Bro, I've seen 7, 8, 10 bottles of champagne pull up, sparklers, go to a table, they drop off one bottle of Grey Goose, and the girls leave with the champaign. It was just
make it
for
look
the
good.
just to get other tables to be like, damn, they're popping off. Bro, they did this whole, even like, I was paying attention and I was like, damn, the guy that had the table looked kind of nervous. Like, did I order this? And then he was like, maybe he was thinking,
Sweating,
bro,
dude.
I swear to God, I'm not making this up. He was like, he was probably thinking like, did I order this or are they giving this to me for free? And then when they all left with the bottles, he was like, fucking
happened?
confused, bro.
Hey man, whatever
And I
that
was like,
club's doing,
what just happened?
I feel like this is a Texas club.
It was Vegas.
Whoa.
It was Vegas, bro. And I was like mind blown. I couldn't believe it. But that's what I'm saying. That's when you know
crazy.
it's bad.
It's crazy
If
right now.
Vegas is doing that.
I think the economy is just in a slump. Everyone goes through eras of just hardship and shit, and I feel like going out to a club is not how it used to be. I remember, a lot of people when I would go out were degenerates. They'd be like, I just got a paycheck. You never play in tax season. You never play like Easter and all that shit. But like the layup holidays. And you'd be like, why are these people spending so much money? But it makes me look good because my number's in the green at the end of the month when the clubs, especially have a residency, and they're going, MAKJ, sick. We know he plays open format. He plays EDM, brings in tickets, but at the same time, he's getting people to spend money.
Yeah.
And that is, dude, I'm 14 years deep into this career. And it's just, those are the small things you got to think of. But I can tell you right now, it ain't the same. It is not the same.
So that's the crazy thing about us. It's like we're talking to Vice about this. It's like that was our thing. Like
For
we
sure.
were able to.
I know you guys for that.
We were like, every bottle client was our friend. They'd come to the booth. We drink and like we're not ticket sellers. So that was our thing. We knew how to get. Sell more bottles and become friends and prioritize all these bottle clients. And dude, it just disappeared. A couple of things happened. One, like every table became like some type of drug dealer or like
Some shady
crypto.
thing.
It became like
crypto.
It just crypto ruined it. Let's just blame it on crypto.
NFTs ruined it. It became different. And then when things are ticket selling like up venues, you got John Summit charging, we don't have to say the number, but we know he makes a shitload of money. So now the venue is selling tickets, but now these tables are out of reach, bro. What you want? Fucking $20,000 minimum? Like who can afford that?
Nobody.
And then like
convention crowds?
and they're so tight now. We're like 5 people fit at this table. I'm looking at this table like, damn, it's kind of like this is the space you get,
That's what you get for 20K.
bro. It's crazy.
I would say even now though, it's not really bottles, it's GA, right? So a lot
right,
of
that's what I'm saying.
It's
That's
all
why they're
GA.
just ticket sales.
Yeah, so a lot of people that want to go see their favorite acts, DJs or bands, it's GA. And so how do you get people to spend money at the shows besides making money just at the door? You get sponsors to do alcohol sponsorships and whatnot. And again, you guys have to remember that you still have a Rolodex. The Rolodex is more important than probably, I mean, this is why you guys have a career. Look at it this way. If you're making music, great. You're selling your music and gaining fans by it. You're having a product to place. You're having music, and that's awesome. Don't get me wrong. That's going to make you an artist. But you look at guys like Vice. Vice has been in the game for so long, and he still gets a great amount of money to go play these clubs. It's because he was understanding the relationships that he was making in every city. Not just domestic, too. You have to remember, dude, John Summit and all these guys, they're fucking domestic. International, it takes time. Right. John could go over to, Europe and be like, oh, I know who John Summit is, but he ain't John Summit in the United States that he is in Europe.
No.
Domestic,
I didn't know that.
Domestic artists are domestic artists. Like, being and making in America, don't get me wrong, it's great, but America only has 10 great
Can I ask you, you being in the electronic world, is it difficult to be respected in that world as an American? Like, because typically people be like, oh, you'll never make it in house music, you're not European or you're not fucking British or
yeah, I mean, like I said,
because I feel like I've heard people say shit like that.
It wasn't bad, don't get me wrong, it's not always been bad as being an American. Like, I love this country, it's great, it's the land of opportunity, right? But at the same time, there's been a bad taste in for Americans, especially like when you go overseas, you go to Asia. I mean, some of them, when Trump was fucking president, it was so funny. Everyone's like, how do you think about that? And I'm like, I mean, I got money in my pocket, it's fine. Like, I'm making a living, like, it's not bad. But politics aside, like, for me, politics in EDM, this was so bad.
Yeah, I don't mean politic wise or even
that's
just
where it starts.
The country.
Though, like,
I'm talking just in general. Like, even though house music was born in Chicago, right?
Sure.
And techno in Detroit, and then it went to Berlin, I'm guessing Germany. Like, for some reason they owned it way more than Chicago did. So I just feel like it just was harder to accept Americans, not because of Trump. This is it was more just because we're American. Am I making sense?
No, 100%. So there are factors to this. So I was known as the MAKJ guy who was doing a lot of Dutch house, and everyone thought I was Dutch, right? And I didn't ride that wave, but it'd be really funny when people would be like, "Oh, you're what? Like, we did your visa, you're American. We thought you were Dutch because you were on Hardwell's team and doing that whole get down." But I feel like when you go over to Europe, especially like, okay, a lot of people don't know this, but Germany is one of the major cities that break artists. And if your song does start doing this pop, anything EDM, if you release a song in Germany, it does well in the charts, it's going to do great globally.
Really?
Yeah.
What's an example of that?
Robin Schulz, all Robin Schulz's music. Wow. Yeah, Robin Schulz killed it with the whole German market. He did really well. And
Peggy Goo.
Peggy Goo. Yeah. But again, that goes to the
then
style and
the
social life, social media. She's
like the female like Diplo and shit. Like, just,
dude, she's that.
She's cool.
Yeah. She's just she's cool. Like, she's like, oh, Peggy Goo. I've never seen her live. Like, I'm not going to judge her sets. But I would say the European crowd, they like things longer. They like things how... They like things
7-minute records, you mean?
Yeah.
Or,
yes, but also they like
10-hour sets.
They like to if they like techno, right? They're gonna like techno for 10 years.
Oh, got it.
Okay.
Domestic kids, like in John Summit era kids,
it's like
diehards out there.
I mean, fuck, John Summit's already switching genres.
What's he doing now?
He's trying to be Cascade. He's trying to do that whole Cascade get down.
I mean, yeah, like
smart. He's doing more progressive house,
big house,
vocal house. But dude, he releases club music. It doesn't do anything anymore. Yeah. You know, people want to do sing-alongs. You do one sing-along track, it's like, how are you gonna follow that one up there, bud?
That's hard. That's
fucking hard, bro.
You know,
exactly.
Yeah.
You know, working with good artists and understanding
sing-alongs have the same singer on it, right? Sounds
Julia Church and Haley. They
sound the same.
Does that go back in where you are? Talking about?
Yeah,
you know the funny thing is I never played that record one time. I just couldn't do it.
Where You Are?
Where You Are. I just couldn't do it.
I love that song.
I couldn't play that record. I don't know what it was.
record.
I just heard every record being mashed up with Reload. I'm like, nah, bro. I can't do it.
That's the one that you play or what?
Yeah, so hard, bro. I like walk in. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna. I don't play that one.
Oh shit!
I play the Agency Club edit.
It's a big record, man. Like it was.
Yeah.
You know.
That is, hey man, that's a good trajectory, going from club music and then making stuff that is widely accessible to not just your fan base, but just making it accessible to everybody.
I guess it's just being an artist. Like it's kind of like when you see a rapper. I'm trying to see what a good example of this in the rap world.
Like when they switch it up.
When you're just a rapper, and then next you know you're a pop star. Like your records are like.
I mean, Drake kind of did that.
Drake,
because you remember he would do like the Afrobeat shit, and then he'll even do house.
But
like
Drake has always been like so diverse, even from his first mixtape. Like
I think he's just so popular that he wants to be cool for a couple months and be like, I want to hop on this Afro thing and have an accent. He can do it, right? When he did that song with what's a big UK guy, UK rapper, massive right now. We did Band for Band. Fucking what's his name?
Oh, we did the event with them.
What are you talking about? Central C?
Central C.
Oh, yeah.
When he did that song,
we did the freestyle. Yeah.
When he did that song, Central C, he had an accent. I'm like, huh?
Or Drake,
why do you got an accent, man? Like, what?
I'll give you a good example that I think is a good example. Nicki Minaj, right?
Sure.
When she came out early on, raw, rapping, dope as fuck. Then, like, fast forward, she gets success, gets a different team. Then she's Lady Gaga, dressed in crazy, like, just now she's just something else, right? And then the music becomes singier, poppier,
more pop.
She's a lot of features, a lot of big people.
But her, Bedrock Days, she's just rapping her ass off and like looks, throw in some tights, whatever.
Yeah.
But she developed as this bigger artist because she is just the nature of the. So I'm thinking John Summit. It's like if he just does tech house beats for club stuff.
It's like a purist that the purist only can go so far, but his team is going, dude, you can capitalize on this. It's having a good team.
And he's smart enough to say, yeah,
for sure.
Because there's a lot of people that keep it too real. I think like some of the guys we talked about earlier that just kind of disappeared after the whole boom.
They thought they were too cool. It's hard.
Kept doing trap or twerk or whatever. Like twerk's not a thing anymore.
You know what? Also, too, it's like being diverse enough and having songs and being like, okay, I can produce music. Let me see if I can start dabbling around in the pop era. But it's just such a different industry.
Pop's tough.
Pop is probably the hardest thing you can do because you're having to be in sessions. You're dealing with different writers. I'm not going to sit here and write a song. I make the beat. Do it that way. But at the same time, you have to have the person opening that door for you already. Then you were like, oh, I need to go get a publishing deal. No, you don't. But back then you had to get a publishing deal. You get in advance. You're like, oh my god.
That was like the ultimate goal and shit.
Get a publishing deal, get a label, get people behind you. You have a great A&R that was telling you to be this person and giving you references every day. This shit doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, I went through all that and it was a nightmare. I when Vice and I, 2012, had a studio in downtown, like for years, every day we're in there. And Vice was working on house music actually. And like Reed Stefan and all these guys were in there with him.
Reed Stefan. Whoa, I heard that name in a hot minute.
Dude, he's still like
he's one of the best mix engineers of all time.
He's a fucking
wizard.
I gave him Ableton.
He's a wizard.
I gave him my extra license.
Oh shit.
He was on. I think he was
Shout
on
out to the pirating agency.
He was on Logic, and we were in the studio, and he was just like, I was working on Ableton. I was like, dude, you need it. This is just way easier. And he was like, if you give me one of your license, I'll make you a track.
That's
never made it for me though. But
he still owes you then.
He has my Phantom.
What was his beats thing? Whole Beats. Smart marketing. Yeah, Reed Stefan was a crazy producer, but yeah, Reed was in the pop game too.
I think he still does like all the YouTube shit from the little puppet.
This blow you guys' mind. I don't know if you guys remember this kid. He was an insane. He kind of was starting to come up. It was like around the Kashmir era. Remember Dallas K? Remember the name Dallas K?
I remember that name,
Insane producer. Dr. Luke kid. Worked with Dr. Luke for a while, but crushing it in the Latin game right now.
Really?
White kid that speaks Spanish. Crushing.
No shit.
Crushing.
Like Bad Bunny, like shit? Or
huge. Like if you looked at his discography, it's like, whoa, those are big cuts. Like he just does that. I mean, he like he did his own solo project for a minute, released a couple tracks like right after COVID, and he was singing on these records. And then you listen to him and be like, this is incredibly produced. Like this is such well-produced music. But again, when you are doing something at that level where you're doing stuff for other people, you find happiness doing that, because it's like a lot of people just don't want to be in the limelight.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, for myself, like I see myself producing music down the line for other people and understand that, because I have gone to the party. Right. I have then been in stage and told people to put their fucking hands up and like, woo! Sometimes I like
make some noise.
You know what I mean? Like it's just, I've had my moment. I love it. I love knowing that I had that. I look at pictures, I'm like, damn, I used to have bad haircut and bad style. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like,
we all did, man.
You know, it's like you look back at that and be like, let me just start something new. Let me try to dabble into something else. Let me just make myself, trust me, it's stressed out. I'm stressed out all the time now. But at the same time, what
stresses you out? Just the pressure of getting another like record that to be big?
No, I think it's doing all of it. Like finding people that you could have help is really hard. I look at like the hospitality era being a very good line example of that. Finding people that are willing to help you and not just look for a paycheck and just want to build something. It's hard because business is involved, fucking contracts now. People are like, oh, he already had fame, he's social media, I can charge him more. It's like living in a bad area code.
Yeah. Also, it's harder to find younger talent because everybody wants to be famous. Yeah. So it's like, I remember, my radio era, like when I left Power, my boss was like, oh, well, the hardest part of my job is finding talent. And he was like, I was like, really? Like, who doesn't want to be on the radio? And he was like, nobody. He goes, all the kids want to be YouTube stars. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Anyone could just start a podcast. Yeah. Dude, like, so everyone just they see all these people become insanely famous overnight, and they all think, which it can be them too. Like, I'm not saying it can't be you, but like it's on everyone's mind. So like if you find a kid that like say even take photos, or a videographer, and it's like, oh man, we're doing a show, can you like come film this? Oh, I'm filming a fucking documentary about my dog's fucking whatever. Like it's hard to find. Everyone wants to just blow up, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying it's hard to find people that are willing to put in the work. And dude, everyone starts somewhere, right? Like there's people that, even interns that like are now the boss of whatever company. But that was to me the thing I noticed, because even when we had the studio, when Vice was like bringing these dudes around, like most of them were slacking working on projects with him because they're all working on their own projects. And it was just like, damn, like it was frustrating for him.
It's going to the party, man. It's like, I've gone to the party. I see what the value is of putting in the time. And we know how hard it is once you get to that point of just like hustling as hard as you can by traveling and going away from your normal life and not having routines. Like it's impossible. Like having a healthy lifestyle, doing what we do 150 days a year, it's damn near impossible. You have to really put some ground rules in for yourself and be like, no, I can't do this. But then it makes you look a certain way if you're not drinking. I mean, it's like a whole thing, right?
Can we talk about that too? Because I feel like that's also just in our head. Because I drink, and I drink a lot. and because of that,
this is when he busts out this is an ad for 1942.
I am sponsored by them, by the way.
Ad.
Yeah, ad. Hashtag ad, because you have to put it. But dude, again, back to even doing the mic thing. Like I start paying attention to these guys, and like, not only are they not picking up a mic, they're not picking up a drink, and they're not doing anything. And I'm just like, damn, like, are we doing something wrong here?
We just live different era, dude.
Yeah, it's different era.
Different era. I mean, we were in the era where bottle service cups didn't smell like shit. Yeah. You know?
My God. They all have stains.
They
like
all,
water stains.
Dude. Like nowadays, I'm like, nah, like you're not putting this in the steamer back there.
They
like,
all smell like the fucking buffet cups and shit.
It's just we're
hometown mildew.
I'm not saying
I'm
not pointing my finger at any DJ because I don't know, but I could tell you that they've moved past booze. It's different shit. Ketamine is massive.
Oh, right.
I know a lot of guys that just get fucking ripped and they go on stage. And I'm like, how do you do that?
Right.
But it's just different. It's a different time. Younger.
And a lot of people are shrooming, or
a lot of people are shrooming. It's a different vice, you know. People sit there and chain smoke. You know, I'm like, I Zen now. I'll put a Zen in. And
Tell me about the Zen, dude. So it's not chewing tobacco.
No. It's just nicotine. It's just straight nicotine.
Yeah, what is it, like in a patch?
Put it under your tongue. Your,
you have one on you now, or what? No, I'm serious. Explain. You don't know either.
It's just
I've never heard Zen.
I know.
Get out of here. What?
No.
I don't know.
Listen,
Zen.
I've heard Zen, and I know it's like fucking hard to find now.
Oh, Zen's, yeah. Well, it's okay. So I used to chew tobacco. Where I'm from, San Luis Obispo, it smells like cow shit. People play baseball, and it's fucking agriculture. Like you chew tobacco. And I used to chew this shit called Grizzly, and it was disgusting. It was basically
That's some baseball shit.
It was nasty, dude. It was. I buy a log. You call it the log, and I would get the discontinued log that they would throw out, and I'd be like, no, let me get that for $12. You know, and it actually is long cut. It's disgusting. You stick in your lip, and that's what I was doing. I was in
spit out the dark,
out the dark shit, like that weirdo with a water bottle. And it's like milky and black. Yeah, that was me. I'm gross.
That's pretty fucking gross.
It's so disgusting, dude. So when I left,
like, thank God you don't do that no more.
I was hiding it from her for a hot minute, and I'm like spitting it out.
Oh my
like, hey, babe.
Wait, you were doing that up until recently? Like, how?
No, I wasn't doing long cut recently, but when I golf a lot now, and I don't drink when I play golf because it's not my thing. But I'll chew tobacco or Zen. But with Zens, it's just nicotine. There's no tobacco in there, right? Okay. So you're not getting the nasty, disgusting teeth, the shit in your mouth.
It stings a little bit when you like first.
Yeah, it burns, but it's like.
You tried it?
Yeah.
No way.
Dude, it gives you. I mean, it's for
I'm
me.
curious.
I don't get buzzed on it.
I was an ex-smoker, so yeah.
Yeah. You understand? It's. I mean, it's oral stimulation. I mean, people jewel all the time, and it's like that was a big thing. It's basically the new era of jeweling, but it's a lot healthier because it's just straight nicotine.
Yeah.
I don't believe.
And nicotine. What is it? Like, what does nicotine do for you?
It's a stimulate for me. So I'll sit there and I'll be like, excuse me, I'll calm down.
Is it? I thought it was for energy. I thought it was more like
it could. It depends how it hits your body. For me, I'm like not more focused, but I won't smoke weed. I'll do a Zen.
Have you ever tried like microdosing shrooms?
Yeah, for sure.
How's that? I've been curious.
It's cool.
Never tried it.
Yeah. But. So my mom is like really big into mushrooms. Like she grows her own mushrooms and shit.
Oh,
so
no way.
Yeah. So I was always kind of around it, and my mom is like very holistic, and so it was never like new to me. But my mom would always tell my stepdad's a prude, and we got him high one time for Thanksgiving. It's actually really funny. We like juiced his turkey. Just got him super baked, and he was just like, "Why am I so tired?" And I'm like, "You're high." But yeah, that's how my family is great. But my mom is like very big into this holistic stuff, and she's a reverse doula. Would you say classify that a reverse doula?
It's like after the
She helps people die, but she gets them loaded up on ketamine.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
she gets them loaded up. She's like, she helps. She's been like, she went to school for this, and she like basically will help people die in a more unorthodox way by crushing them with ketamine and putting them in a euphoric state before they die, like on their deathbed, like hospice type shit. And so my mom, she is like, hey, if you ever want to, go to
a K-hole,
Sedona, and get into a K-hole, but it's gnarly, and she would do ayahuasca, all that stuff. And my mom is like very adamant about that's healthy life, and she's not about like Advil or anything, but she'll just be like, want to go do ketamine?
Yeah.
Wow. Have you tried it?
I haven't done ketamine, but I've done ayahuasca.
Yeah, there's like ketamine therapy, right?
Yeah, ketamine
ayahuasca,
therapy. I won't do. I don't know. Ketamine is just not.
How was the ayahuasca thing?
It's cool. Yeah, I did.
Is that the thing that like Will Smith does and shit like that?
Oh, wow.
Ayahuasca is
or like you're like in the dark and like.
Yeah, it's wild. I mean, you need to be in a good place in your head before you go do it. Like it's like for me, you prep for 3 days. You can't have certain acidic foods.
This is the same thing.
DMT,
I think Mike Snedeker.
right?
Yeah. So DMT is you naturally produce DMT like right before you go to sleep. When you dream, DMT is actually produced.
Yeah, someone gave me a DMT pen one night when I was working.
That's crazy, bro.
Wait, what is that?
For real?
It's like
this guy's secretive, bro.
A secret DMT pen?
Yeah, like a vape pen. I hit it while I was working. I felt good.
Okay. Best way I can do this. Did you ever do salvia when you were a kid?
Oh, what?
What?
Salvia? So you guys,
Salvia.
You remember Salvia? What's up? See, him and I are
Yeah, Five's on everything.
We're like, what's up, guys? You done meth? Let's go, baby. Yeah. For real? That's not Vegas life, dude. That was that Henderson
like in my
shit.
teens. I was like in my teens. I was like
meth?
running with the wrong crowd.
What growing up in Vegas does, bro.
When it's hot out,
I was hanging out in Northtown with like the Asian gangster DJs, and they were doing
hot
meth.
import nights and meth. Dude, Salvia to
right?
me
Yeah.
is the closest way I can look at as doing like a really big trip, because Salvia was legal. You don't remember Salvia?
No.
You go to like a fucking liquor store and you could buy Salvia over the counter, and you smoke it and you thought you were like a frog on the ground.
Yeah.
It was wild. Like 15 years old, you just go into like this warp zone for like 3 minutes, and it felt like 2 hours. It's not
Never-
legal
no.
anymore, but
Yeah, I never heard of it.
it was wild.
Yeah, they had to pull off the.
Well, yeah, I mean,
That's
hey man, recreational drugs, I'm all for it.
Do you
but
have a Zen? Can I try one?
No, I don't have a Zen. I don't.
You won't like it.
They're in
dude.
my backpack.
No?
Yeah, you won't like it.
You would feel like you're gonna throw up.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm good.
Since you
it's
don't
like-
do nicotine, like you're like.
So I should just drink. And then the next day it's like Zen.
Yeah, I mean, Zen for me, I have. How do I look at this? When I travel overseas, I don't really drink a lot. Like I love going and finding like this is old man shit. I like finding cocktails. Like my girl and I have a cocktail night
Old
we do at the house.
fashions and stuff like that.
Like a little gin sour, a little egg white.
Nice,
you know?
nice. Yeah, I love a cocktail.
I'm a guy. We go and find cocktails like with Fuwa, right? We were finding amazing cocktail bars in Japan.
Oh, there's
like,
an incredible one that fits like 3 people.
Yeah.
That's probably the one you went.
probably really good. You have the crazy guy with the throwing flames on the bar. Do you know
yeah.
that one? Yeah. So I don't know. I drink at a recreational pace. I don't get fucked up anymore.
Yeah.
I found a video of
Goals.
me. I was in San Diego last weekend. I was shown San Diego last weekend, and I was sitting with one of my buddies that we were reminiscing over old times. He's like, "Hey man, do you remember when you were blackout drunk on Groove Cruise and you headlined Groove Cruise and you did a gainer off the top deck for the DJ? The DJ booth was a cruise ship, right? And there's a pool, and there's like the little where people can watch from the upper deck. It's like 15 feet, 20 feet.
He clearly just said, "Do you remember when you were blacked out?" Of course you don't remember.
No, he pulled up a video of me doing a backflip. No shirt, stupid haircut, shaved side of my head, peak EDM era. Like Party Till We Die was at
Straight scumbag,
pinnacle,
like
dude.
fucking.
Shit.
And I did
living that life.
I did a gainer off the back into a pool of crowded people, and I'm like, dude, I could have broken my neck, like
Or
crazy
someone
shit,
else's neck.
or someone else's neck done. Career would have been over, and I flew, and a guy jumped, and I like just missed him, and I was like, I don't remember any of that.
Yeah,
Holy
man.
You know how crazy that is?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Fuck.
That's
So
what, that sucks.
Like my career could have been done immediately, right?
Yeah.
And
Your life could have been done.
yeah,
No, for
again,
real.
it's like that to me is like just a bad. I feel like the party scene with alcohol and
Dude, but again, I think we thought that's what we needed to do.
Yeah.
At that time.
yeah, bro. Do you not remember do you remember the a classic image of AM doing a crowd surfing?
Hell yeah, I remember
Right?
that shit.
That to me
That
was,
I think that was here at the Heist at Florentine
with
Gardens.
his flannel and his
Yeah,
and
yeah.
his J's on and like to me
Jordan
that
threes,
was
yeah.
like what you thought you had to do.
Yeah.
Be like the guy.
And he was sober.
Yep.
Ironically, that's he's doing, and we all had to drink to get to that level. He just did it with
On the
confidence.
natural,
naturally.
yeah.
I mean, I feel like when I go DJ, I'm not like the most. When you get to a nightclub and you see
Take the edge off.
Yeah, but at the same
Do
time,
you think
like
Zen's replacing out? Is it?
it keeps me from wanting to drink. I wouldn't say I like don't want to drink at the nightclub, but I just don't think it's worth it when I go home and I'm sitting there in like a hotel room by myself. I'm like, dude, I have a buzz. I gotta wake up tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. to go get on a fucking American Airlines flight. Like, nah. I'm gonna be like
At least you get a
dehydrated
black
in the
car,
morning.
pick you. I mean, that was kind of concierge key. Fucking jealous, bro. God damn it.
I just think that drinking nowadays for me, my body just can't handle it anymore.
I
Yeah,
mean, yeah.
same.
I'm still took us 3 days to recover from Sunday.
Yeah, we had
Where were you guys Sunday?
Well, we did Atlantic City Saturday.
Borgata in Atlantic City?
No, we did Harrah's Pool After Dark.
Pool After Dark.
Fuck
yeah.
that. Did it smell like chlorine?
I don't know.
No?
That was our first
they
time
fixed
there.
it.
It was a yeah.
Dude, didn't have Summit there, right? No, they had Summit there?
Yeah,
John
Summit.
Summit?
They have
Yeah.
Sudden Death coming up. Dom Dollar was just there.
Oh shit.
That's crazy. Who's Booker for that? You guys know?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I mean, hey man, if Atlantic City can come back, remember Murmur Mondays in Atlantic City?
yeah.
Bro,
Mix.
it was
Murmur and Mix. Those are two.
it was the only Monday. It was the only Monday in the entire
yeah.
globe you could have a show. It was Monday in Murmur Mondays, and then Tuesday at Shrine at Foxwoods.
It's crazy because like Atlantic City on a Monday and Tuesday or whatever during the week, like to get people to go out at that time is insane.
Yeah, and they would be
And this was not that.
Popping.
And this
No,
wasn't.
it
And
was
this wasn't too long ago. This was like 6-7 years ago, right? Now it's like, let's try to give people free tickets to a Saturday show.
Right.
It is impossible. Like I was a resident at Borgata until this last year for 9 years at Borgata.
Wow.
And I love the people at Borgata, but I just started to see that people weren't just going to nightclubs. Once they got rid of Murmur, they went to what was it?
Premiere, was it?
Premiere.
Premiere, yeah.
Premiere. And Premiere is just too big. It's like Atlantic City wasn't how it used to be, but people started going to like comedy shows.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not DJ shows.
Yeah.
You know, you get the convention crowd, you get the occasional bachelorette party, and you're like, damn, yeah, it's like 3/4 full. I did pretty good tonight. Bro, 7 years ago, Murmur Mondays, if it wasn't slammed to the brink and everyone was there having a good time on a Monday, you'd be like, well, what happened tonight?
Yeah, what happened?
Where is it, you know?
I'm falling off.
So I think times have definitely changed, especially for nightclubs, but I think people are more focused on going to bigger events, festivals, and they want to just spend the money in like a month.
Do you think even the festival shit is just oversaturated now?
Do you guys watch any of the Tomorrowland sets?
Yeah, we were watching some the other day.
Bro, I feel like I'm watching 2015 again.
I had to look up
Yeah,
the
it
youngest.
feels like that again, right?
I had to look up the youngest DJ to ever headline or to ever play Tomorrowland.
Who was it?
Some 9-year-old kid.
What?
Yeah, that's the whole like headline
Shout out
for
that
Tomorrowland.
kid. Hey, shout out that kid.
And
had
his
to
dad founded Tomorrow. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right.
I'm just joking.
I think looking at like all the international acts, you see the Axwells, you see the Ingrossos, you see the Swedish House Mafia guys, you see like, you know, the Afrojacks, Hardwells. Those guys are so popular for that scene, right? Like Martin Garrix still crushes it internationally. He crushes it. But we're so infatuated by American culture and seeing who's big in America. You get Dom Dollars, John Summits, and like, but you got to remember that like that is the scene right now. Everyone's trying to be that,
But I mean, a Martin Garrix show in Vegas is still popping too, though.
right?
You know, all those guys. Like,
Yeah, it's just. I just was watching I don't want to hate, but I was watching the Tomorrowland. I would go on 1001 track list and see what people were playing, and I'm like,
Right.
I'm sitting there going, bro, why the fuck are you playing this? Like,
I feel like
playing
those-
like a
those
Sia mashup. I'm like, what are you doing here,
Dude, but I think it's all back, bro. Like Titanium is fucking huge, bro. Like, I'm gonna kid you not. I know we're in different rooms than you are, but like, holy
The sing-along shit, of course.
So
I want
Titanium-
that
exactly.
era to be back. That was my
cinema,
pinnacle era.
Yeah.
cinema, fucking
Gary Go, baby. Benny Benassi and Gary Go. God, that was such a
Cinema was
record.
huge.
I just think we're just living in a different time where shit is just going to start doing back. I mean, you guys get it. You guys have been in the scene for a while. I have seen the scene come and go in just the producer era. But when you start to see all the DJs start going back to their shit, something is clicking.
Yeah.
But you just need to start seeing the fans translate to that. But I don't think people are going to still spend money at nightclubs.
Yeah.
I just don't. I think that's
It's
over.
all about bars, festivals, warehouse raves,
Yeah.
afters, house parties, right? Like
that's so
what all
hard
the
for me to
kids-
even say that.
Yeah, it's
Let's go
insane
to an
because now
after
you're-
hours.
yeah.
dog. Holy, have you ever done Space?
No, but I mean, I would say 11 would be the latest.
Yeah, I
sets I'll
still
do.
do
5 to
11.
7 a.m.
I did 11 3 weeks
Yeah, 2
ago.
weeks ago.
Dog, I'm not built for those set times.
I'm
Holy
waking
shit.
up, gonna drink my coffee, take a poop, and then go DJ, and then go
Yeah.
fly home that same day. I have a show coming up there, and I'm just like, I'm just gonna book my travel that morning back to Vegas from Miami. I'm just gonna wake up, act like it's a normal day, go DJ at 5 a.m., finish at 7, be like, see you guys,
Yeah.
get on the flight.
Yeah, I was on the 8:30 home. I, like an idiot, went out that night. Went to Delilah, caught a vibe. You know,
By the time you got to the club, you're tired as fuck.
exhausted.
Just yawning, pale as fuck.
Not a little drunk, you know.
Been
still
there, done that. I love it.
A little drunk still,
Yeah.
but yeah.
There's
Good times.
certain times in like, you know, everyone's career where they have a party era, but they start to realize that it's not feasible over time. I mean, you have to be smart to go, this isn't good for my body.
Yeah.
But it's like having a routine. It's being able to wake up in the morning and be like, I got to do that Friday, Saturday of next week if you're lucky. I mean, dude, I 2015 to 2019, I had so many fucking shows a year. I was doing like just about a little bit under Aoki, and I'm like, this is great. Now it's like cut in half. Everyone's struggling to find shows, and it's like everyone's struggling. So it's understanding that everything comes in waves.
Yeah, for sure.
Just continue with your practice, continue with, being an artist. Don't try to jump on a bandwagon. Yeah. Don't be someone who you're not. Just continue your own shit. Yeah. And if you're able to do that, just better yourself, being a better producer, having different brands that are able to broaden your spectrum of fan bases. Like, my biggest advice I could give any DJ, never stick to one fucking label. Why would you do that? Mm-hmm. If you're able to release any of your own label, of course, but that means signing different acts. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying signing different genres, but being able to release your music, it's like selling a shoe. You want to sell in multiple stores. You want different demographics, right? My career was built on being able to release music on different labels.
Right.
Every single song I ever released was on a different label. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was Spinnin' was a big bulk of it, but there were sub labels of Spinnin'. That made me have so many more fucking fans that were like, "Who's this fucking guy? Oh, I know this. Oh, this guy released on this." Yeah. Do I think that the scene is like that nowadays? Sort of.
Yeah, but I feel like everyone has, even the up and coming guys have a label. Yeah. Like, everyone has a label.
I think smart though. You own your music.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think as they should. So my question is it still important to have like a release on a label? Obviously, I think there's labels that are important, like Spinnin'.
Sure.
I know Insomniac's massive now, and they own right like all the festivals, so like it'd be a smart to release with them. But like Matt Decent or these type of labels, Mock, like, are those still credible? I mean, like, do people, is it still as much as I can see from Wes's side, like all the Diplo shit, like Higher Ground is priority for sure. High Ground's, their whole thing I love.
It's great.
I love Higher Ground.
Yeah, they do. Like, do you guys know Eric Hamilton?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so Eric is a great guy, and
we have a radio. We have a
show
every week.
I'm serious. Yeah. So with Eric, like seeing kind of what he does and seeing the multiple genres and him helping Diplo out, and I've done some work with Wes, and like I see what he's trying to do and trying to be still multiple genres and trying to gauge it all. I asked him, like, is Mad Decent still doing anything? Mad Decent, I feel like, is the conglomerate. It's like the distributor, right? Yeah. So the distributor also is the Mad Decent, and then Higher Ground's underneath Mad Decent, but Mad Decent is just there. It's the main LLC, right?
It's Universal Music Group.
There you go.
And then you got
Spinnin' and Interscope.
Got it. Okay,
so sub-labels, right?
That's the, got it.
So Mad Decent, I would say, is the overseer of all the sub-labels.
That's the umbrella.
Yeah. But, I mean, Dim-Mak had a moment. I still think Dim-Mak is...
I think they have a Latin, like, sub.
Yeah. Dim-Mak. I mean, I know Lorne, he just got... I guess he's, like, now the presidente of Dim-Mak. But, Dim-Mak also had a moment. Dim-Mak was crushing it for a long time. They had, with Aoki. But I feel like a lot of artists nowadays think that if they release on a label, they see these guys that own labels like, oh, let me start hopping on your shows. It doesn't fucking work like that. It does not fucking work like that. They're selling a T-shirt. If a T-shirt does good, nice.
Do you have a label?
I did have a label. I still have a label. I don't release anything on the label, but
What's
I have
it called?
Ken's Records.
Ken's Records.
Kenz. I released one song, and it was kind of funny. I released one song on that label, and it got signed to the W's international playlist, and it's still being played in every single W.
Oh shit!
I was like done. Shit. I'm like one and done. I'm like fucking. That was it.
That was it. Time to retire the label.
Time to retire label. But I use Ken's Record as my like my full business entity, right? So I would say having a label is smart if you're going to put time into it and develop artists on the label.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's expensive. Having a good graphic design team, having people that run, signing with a sub label is great. Like my other project has a label and it's fucking great, but at the same time, I'm only releasing my stuff on that label because I take 100% of it. That's a huge thing too. Like a song does well, you don't know it does well. Like remember funk, the genre funk, PHONK.
That like lasted like a couple years.
Dude, there were hundreds of millions of streams on this shit, and it was like the TikTok.
Wait,
music.
What's funk?
It's like 105, 110 BPM. It's like Moombah tone.
Yeah, it's weird.
But like grimy, like And like they do a lot of like remixes.
Yeah.
Like they sample a lot of hip hop stuff.
Because even
Fast
what
and
was the
Furious
genre you
shit.
said earlier today? I was like, what the fuck is this?
Which one?
Three something?
Oh, 3-ball or
Yeah.
like it's like that.
Do you know what that is? 3-ball?
3-ball.
It's like Eric Rinkin, the producer from Mexico, and he's like does like that Mexican style like house music.
Oh, no
and like
shit.
Diplo like was actually on it. Like they
Yeah.
did like a Mad Decent block
Diplo's
party.
always good at like being early on certain little trends.
He does everything right because he uses his fame to start grasping on to knowing that this might be hot.
Like Drake.
Yeah, dude. He goes. He's like, I want to be. He's like, I want to be really a part of it, and like that's a huge. Again, that's tastemaker shit. I love
Right,
that.
absolutely.
I love knowing
That's
that.
exactly right.
I love knowing that he's still down to go out to the after parties. He's still down to go work with young artists and be like, even though, hey, let me just hop on this shit. You're still putting someone else on. That could make that fucking person's
Dude,
career.
this guy will travel all fucking year and like we'll still go randomly run into him at like a venue in LA and he just hops on because he wants to test records out. And it's like not announced and I'm just like, dude, you're off, go home. Like you just came from Ibiza. You know, like this fucking guy.
More power to him,
guy
man.
doesn't sleep.
More power to him. Like that's not where I want to be, but
he's got energy.
yeah, dude, it's crazy. But I mean, more power to him.
A lot of zen.
I don't think so.
Nah, not at all.
He does something.
Yeah, he.
There's no, I'm telling you why, bro, because I had to zoom in. Dylan, maybe it's Dylan. Dylan and him did a back-to-back at at Excess. And I don't know if Excess posted or they did, but there was like a photo of them on their laptops at a table, and it was like a round thing, and I was like,
that's a Zen. That's a Zen.
it wasn't.
that was a Zen.
It wasn't
Zen.
Zen brand though. It was called Athletic Nicotine or something.
I mean, that's the type of Zen.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was like
Energy Zen.
that's why I was curious in asking questions. So like, why is everyone on this shit? Like, what
So it's like
what
a
does it
chewing
do?
tobacco then?
No, it's not a chewing.
It's like nicotine. It's a nicotine pouch. Yeah.
It's
But
just
that
straight
one could be
nicotine.
like an energy thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I
should
mean,
look
I have
into it.
caffeine pouches too.
Yeah.
I use those to cope with jet lag. It's great.
Oh, wow.
What
It's
is
straight.
that?
It's just it's nicotine and caffeine, and I'll put it in my lip when I land in some country, like say Japan, and you're just like, bah,
And it works,
dude.
I just go get a cold brew, bro.
Nah, bro, that coffee doesn't do shit to me anymore.
Yeah, coffee's just like the taste for me now. Does nothing.
She needs a coffee.
So do I. I love coffee. You drink coffee?
It's I don't know. I feel like with Wes and like what he's doing, you got to remember how much hard work that takes to even stay relevant at his level.
Insane. Yeah.
You have to have a good team. I mean,
Yeah,
dude, he
he's-
has a lot of guys I know work with him and have worked for him, and he's just fucking. He will never say no to a show. That to me is crazy.
That's crazy.
Like, I'm gonna be this, I'm gonna be that. Like, he calls me literally last night. It's like 10, 11 o'clock at night, and I'm in the car. I'm like, I'm not gonna pick this up. He's fucking. It's 4 or 5 in the morning in Mykonos. I'm like, bro, what are you doing?
Running.
Holy shit.
Like, what are you doing, bro?
Or just jogging.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
He more power to the guy, you know. But at the same time, it's not, for me,
Not yes. He's built different.
Built different.
Who's some of the younger like up and coming guys that you kind of are like paying attention to right now that you like their sound?
I'm really into the harder and faster stuff right now. It's like this kid named, I can't pronounce his name. It's Efesian. Efesian? How do you say that? Efesin. Funny.
Is
this
that like
guy-
the 150 BPM shit?
It's 145 and it's like a little harder techno shit, but it's
Yeah.
not techno. It's still playable shit. You can mix it into
Wow.
like an actual open format set.
Really?
The vocals are like old school, kind of like, I would
80s
say,
rap?
no, I would just say more like MC style vocals that have like an actual meaningful point.
Right.
You know, they're like a little bit more aggressive, but they make sense. But he used to be a really big Melbourne house producer. His name used to be Jay Karama. And Jay Karama used to release a lot with Afrojack. And then he started this other project. And TJR actually put me onto this kid. I'm like, yo, this shit's fucking fire. Sick
Really?
producer. So I'm looking out for that guy. Hopefully he can get out of Australia because there's so much competition in Australia for that style of music.
Damn.
I love like all the Marlon Hofstede stuff, the DJ Daddy Trance. He, of course, just came out with that really big record, and Fisher did a remix of it. It's that time. It's that time when he on the floor.
It's a new Fisher track.
Right.
Yeah, and so Marlon's a big kind of a person I'm looking out for. Definitely coming in the States. He's already huge, but for domestic artists, fuck man, no, I don't even know.
Are you typically like into like faster techno, like
club shit for sure.
shit?
I like it. I like the way it's produced. I like knowing that it could be very basic, but at the same time, it's to the point. For tech house shit, this kid named DeMello, really sick. DeMello. Yeah, he used to be a big ghostwriter for a lot of people, and now he's finally
local dude. Like not local,
he lives in Miami now, but he was a Jersey guy.
Really?
Yeah,
DeMello?
he was working with like 4B back in the day, 8 Craze. Yeah. Like he was kind of the behind the scenes.
4B is a homie, but I feel like even he's just having a second life. Like
4B.
4B.
No shit.
Dude, he's
everywhere.
Vegas, Hakkasan.
Good for him.
Like just everywhere now, and like
festivals.
Yeah, like. Having
I give a salute to these guys that are still able to make it and make money, and they probably have families now, and it's dude, hustle. There's no competition here. Like, just fucking hustle as much as you can. Crank that has gone full resurgence on life.
He just did a show at the Palladium right here.
Probably sold out.
Yeah.
Probably crazy.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Social media. All social media for that guy. Crank that.
What does he do?
He does these, like, he'll find a really annoying sound on YouTube, and then he'll make a beat with it.
Oh.
And it's so funny. You'll sit there, I'll watch him when I'm sitting in bed, and I'll be like, this is fucking hilarious. Like a dubstep, super whoop, and I'm like, not for me, but I can enjoy the idea of what you're doing, the content.
Wookie's good too on social.
Wookie's great.
Like,
what's his whole thing? The songs I can't release or whatever?
Yeah, songs I can't release. That was hot for a hot minute too, and he's playing all these big things. And then again, there's a moment for guys like that, and I love it because they actually produce music. They're doing it.
Yeah,
and they found a little niche. But the people I can't fucking stand are the people that actually
are all content.
Just all content.
And not producing.
And they got Joe Schmo in the back, and I'm not saying you're ghostwriting, but they're not doing the content. They're the face of it. And I'm like, the person in the back needs to be the one in the front, but they just don't want to, or they don't have the opportunity to.
Or some of those don't have the personality.
Straight up, that's for me. That's the opportunity. They're just like, nah.
Talent, but not no personality.
I know so many amazing producers that just don't have that showmanship, where they can like go DJ in front of people and not just be head down. They're just not weirdos. Like, dude, like having a high school background, I was beat up and shit back in school, and like I had friends. I went to college. Like, dude, it's like a rarity to find people with personalities that can actually apply that now, because everything is just this. It's just so hyper focused on like how easy it is.
I remember years ago, you were always a guy that were taking photos with people, and you're like crossing your eyes and they're just doing funny faces,
just doing dumb shit.
Like this big fan will be like, "Oh my god, big fan! Can I take a photo?" And you're over here just fucking it all up. They're probably like, "Damn, I can't."
I think the photo we took in Hawaii was you were cross-eyed.
Probably. I had an era when I was doing this derp thing, because I had a song that was doing
derp.
well.
Yeah, that's right.
The derp phase. And then I had this like moment.
That's probably what it was.
I had this moment where I thought it was cool sticking my picture on girls' asses, and that was never a good look. And then cancel culture came, and I'm like, I gotta delete all that shit, bro. That was no bueno.
Oh yeah.
But that was, again, that was, you look at
time.
Do you remember who was the big dubstep guy that had all the asses everywhere? He was a guy. He was super dubstep. Borgor. Remember, he had Borgor. He had the trap parties. That was his niche. He like had that at his own parties. He was like legitimately choosing girls to come to his shows, and there would be like just be Borgor girls.
Yeah.
And that just doesn't fly anymore. That's like, you can't brand into that. So you have to think of other things to do to try to get guys spending money to come to your shows and tickets. And dude, it's fucking science. It's crazy.
Do the EDM guys do you guys feel more pressure to sell tickets versus us to have even bodies in a club or sell table, whatever? Like to us, it's kind of like, if we go perform and the room's not full, it's like, well, it's not, we kind of don't, we know it's not our fault.
Yeah.
Like, ain't no one here to see us.
We try our best to keep the people there,
So the biggest thing that I think about when I'm DJing, and like, again, tickets are a big thing, but the thing that we worry about is my flight's gonna make it? Do I have a pickup when I get to the airport? Am I Ubering? Is a hotel gonna give me bed bugs, or are there gonna be people at the club? Right? We can find our own food. We have friends in usually all these cities. We can do our thing. But there's always those three things you worry about. The people in the club is always this kind of like, damn, is he texting the promoter? Oh,
How's it looking?
How's it looking? It's filling up. Fuck.
It's filling up. It's like the worst. Like,
It's like saying nice. It's like you're sitting there and going, God damn it. Like Chicago on a Thursday. You're like, you know what you're getting yourself into, right?
It's decent. It's picking up. Oh, you're like,
picking up.
it.
It's the worst. Yeah.
And then you're going, fuck, now I'm not going to have to do this part of my set. I'm going to have to just free ball it, do my thing. But that's what makes us still have a job. Yeah. We're able to think about it on the fly. But to your question about selling tickets, yes. Like I know that selling tickets now is so important because that is how you are judged with big buyers. So with Insomniac is if you're selling out venues.
And they have access to all that, right?
Bro,
yeah.
Everything. If you're selling out Insomniac venues, you're going on festivals. They can't deny you. They literally can't deny. If you're going out to Academy, you're going to Time in Orange County, you're going to Bloom or Nova in San Diego, and you're selling those bitches out, what are they going to do at that buyer's meeting? Should we put this person on? Then they look at it as, we'll give them a shot. And if we give them the shot, they know that they are going to break you as an artist. Insomniac has that power to break the artist. Like if you see all these people on the lineups for Insomniac, they're usually on every single EDC lineup.
Right.
It's because they usually sign the deal with them and saying, hey, you want to be a supplied artist for Insomniac. And it looks like they're crushing, even if they're playing at 5 p.m. at EDC. Right. You know what I mean?
For free, maybe.
For free, so maybe, right? Right? But it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Perception,
because they know that when they go play in those areas that are domestic, the Time Orange counties and all the little local areas, those fucking people from EDC are going to be like knocking on the door to come buy tickets. And that's where you make the revenue, right? So
damn. So it's just all kind of just set up. Like it's like
big
a whole. I don't want to call it monopoly, but like it's just like
it is a monopoly. But it's a monopoly where you have to make the right moves. Where it's like, no, I've seen a lot of artists be like, I can't play for that low. But you go, bro, the opportunities it's going to give you.
Absolutely.
But again, like for ultra music for me was probably the biggest pinnacle of my career, especially overseas. And that's when you go back to the international artists and domestic international artists. Ultra music breaks you internationally. EDC and, like all the big festivals domestically, not so much. People might see EDCs for sure. I see when I go overseas, they go, we used to watch your EDC set all the time. Yeah, it's there. But ultra music is the worldwide festival. Wow. And so with what Adam Rustikoff has done is he knows that. He knows that if you play ultra, you're getting booked in fucking China for 7X of what you're getting anywhere else. Because they think that is the best thing ever. Those areas are like ultra music. That is their Coachella, right? Even Coachella, I would say ultra is bigger than Coachella when it comes out in DJs.
Yeah,
it's just the eyes that go onto that. Then you go Tomorrowland. That's a whole different thing. I know guys when I go travel overseas, I know clubs that will literally be like, oh, they played Tomorrowland and they use that.
Wow,
it's crazy to me.
But Tomorrowland's bigger than Ultra,
big time.
Really?
So is Tomorrowland the biggest?
For EDM, for sure.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they have done such an amazing job in like having Tomorrowland be this. Festivals want to be Tomorrowland. I mean, they sell out without even announcing the lineup. Right. That's another thing with EDC, what EDC does. They're so dope. How crazy is it? They'll sell 200,000 tickets without even releasing a lineup.
Yeah.
Fucking
so why the fuck do you even need acts?
Yeah, because the festival is the star.
There you go. That's why the headliners are everybody. It's smart. It's really good marketing.
All right, so us not being in that world, right? Yet. Yeah. It is.
Dude, anything. Anything's possible, bro.
No, what I'm saying is, are these guys on the festival lineups getting paid a lot of money to play the festival, or is that just the look? I'm sure the headliners get paid.
Again, yeah, for sure. I mean, the agents are going to be agents. Agents want to make their artists money, for sure. But the opportunities at the same time, if you're saying, hey, John Summit, we're going to book you for X amount, but they want to do 5 EDCs. But then you got to start looking at radius clauses, and you start looking at, well, John, you can't play in this place because you played this, so you got to look at it that. But now John's doing his own fucking festivals. What the fuck do you need EDC when you're doing your own shit? It's like owning your own label.
What's his festival?
Experts Only Festival.
Oh, shit.
He does all his own festivals. Dude, he'll do like 8,000 people at his festivals.
Wait, really? I never heard. And what's his duo?
He did an LA one too,
What's
right?
his like back to back with
Dom Dalla?
What's that called?
John Summit and Dom Dalla?
No, they have a name.
I have no idea. They do have a name. I know that. I don't know the name. But again, they did that at Coachella. Yeah. They're like, oh yeah, let's just take hey, Coachella's offering us a Friday.
experts only. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I know they have to change the name for it.
But again, they're doing it because they can. They can say, we want to do this. Golden Voice loves them. It's because they bring a different demographic. And it's just like, dude, they're doing it right. They have a great team behind them. They're all pushing towards one thing, to be an artist, not a DJ. That to me is the pinnacle of someone's career. When you could say, my team helped me sell out my own fucking venue, aka Madison Square Garden, and we sold that bitch out. Yeah, you're paying rental costs and you're paying the union to strike all your shit, and it's probably going to break even. But to say you did it,
that's insane, bro.
Insane to me.
Insane.
As a DJ, the DJ setup was in the middle. I mean, look at like the whole Fred again. I mean, fuck. I think Fred again right now. He had a fucking hot moment. I don't see anything anymore about Fred again. How weird is that? Every day I was like, why is there Fred again on my phone?
Yeah.
Why I see everything Fred again? Now it's like completely diminished for me. Maybe it's just my algorithm.
It's probably, I still see him.
You still see him?
Yeah. He just did a big show in SF.
With the Skrillex one. I saw that one.
And then, I don't know. He was probably in the lab.
But that's how crazy shit just goes up and goes down and comes back and left and right.
Yeah, because I think, like we said, there's just so much shit happening.
Yeah.
Like he could do SoFi, right? Insane show. And then the next day, like something else crazy happens at the Sphere in Vegas, and it's just like, oh, did you see this? It's just like, what was the shit? Those
Tale of Us or Anima?
Like people talk about that. Like
that is going to be absolutely incredible. I'm so pumped that. I mean, I feel like this is going to be. I hope it's the only electronic artist that gets booked there. I think everyone else would kind of ruin it.
Yeah.
You know, but for him, the visuals and just the storyline of his set is it's insane.
Insane, right?
He has art.
Have you been in there?
I have not been in the Sphere. I
heard
not,
you get like
crazy.
vertigo and shit.
I mean, I've seen pictures of it. It looks pretty wild.
It looks insane.
I want to go for the Dad and Company, but
I mean, John Mayer rips. I've seen so many videos on that. Sick.
Damn.
I also do think that like venues like that, you have to have
visuals,
you have to have like something else than just being a music guy.
No, that's for sure.
Dude, that's just it in general. Even to like open format DJs listening now, it's like just being a good DJ is not enough. It's not going to cut it.
There's so many good DJs out there.
Exactly.
There's so many good DJs out there that are just epic. And also, too, a lot of good DJs and really good producers. And you're going, what the fuck else do I need to do? There's literally a list of things that you got to check off now.
Yeah. How do you feel about you and your career right now? Like, where do you think you can improve and what are things that you set as goals that you want to do for yourself? Would you ever want to like put more energy into your label, even if it's a new brand?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's been some moments for sure in the last decade where I'm like, okay, I need to start something new, and I did, and it's great, and it's going well. But at the same time, I want the MAKJ project. I have come to conclusion that it is one of those things where I can still say no to shows, which is great. I like doing it. Thank God I have had really good advisors in my life tell me what to do with my money, and like I had a great couple years and was able to invest and start new businesses. And
Crypto?
No, fuck no. And been so fortunate with like having really good people be like, hey, McKenzie, do this. Like my stepdad's been my biggest advocate for me in my whole entire life. Like, hey, McKenzie, I see you're making money. You should go put that in real estate. I'm like, nah, I like looking at a big chunk of money in my account. Thank God I listened to him because now 7-8 years later, I'm going, damn, I got college kids living in those properties. I'm making residual income. It's paying my mortgage.
Wait, how
in my
many
house.
properties do you have?
6.
Damn.
Holy shit.
I'm trying to go for 5, dog.
It's good though, bro. Like again, this is another thing with a lot of these
6
college properties too in San Luis Obispo. Sick.
Oh, nice.
Vegas home properties. It just the residual alone for me is like, yeah, woohoo. It's great.
Imagine if you would have kept
right,
OC.
dude. Crazy. We laugh about that all the time. I think that having someone in your life that you could trust and be really kind of, you know what, I want to take the risk, and we're young enough where we can take the risk, but it's hard to take the risk because you see what can happen because we're so in tune with our phones, and you see, don't do this, don't do that, it could happen like this. And again, like you look at back in the generations before us, you go, damn, they were taking a lot of risk and now they're very fortunate because they had no one telling them fucking on a phone every single day and looking up information, like how to do it like this and that.
And it's so hard to believe what's real and shit.
Fucking crazy to
like
me.
you can literally see, we'll give a topic like fasting, for example. And like, you can see 10 videos and everyone has a different opinion. Why it's good for you, why it's bad for you, why it's making you live longer, why it's killing you. Why, it's fucking, what do you believe? Because they all sound credible. They all sound like fucking doctors and scientists.
They're good podcasters. Yeah. Like, that's one thing with me. Like, trust me, I've bought my fair share of dumb shit off Instagram because I saw a fucking Instagram reel and we're sitting there going, all right, let me see what that is. Like ashwagandha gummies, you know? It helps you with swollen feet. Check that bitch off, you know? Like,
I have bought a bunch of Instagram ads.
but that's what's scary. It's accessible. It's like we're so eager to find the next healthy thing for everybody. But I'm applying that to your life, right? I'm applying that to, I get lazy a lot of times now where I used to be able to be in the studio from, I don't know, 10 a.m. until 10 a.m. the next day and just truck it out, eat fucking brie cheese from Trader Joe's and be an icon and just be like, fucking, I need to produce music, smelling like ass. But now it's like, I have a routine. I wake up at 5. My chick has a job. She wakes up. She's upstairs in the studio. She works for a great company and like she does her thing. And then we see each other in the midday. And then I'm done at like 4 p.m.
Wait, you wake up at 5 every morning? What's your routine? You work out and shit?
I work out every single day. I have to. I get really bad anxiety. Vegas is great because everything is, you don't need to find parking. Yeah. It's like you can go do anything.
You go lifetime shit?
No, I go to F45. I love F45, but I also do this like weird heated Pilates thing. It's a good little switch up.
Mat Pilates or with a reformer?
No, she does
True
reformer.
Fusion?
I don't do that shit. It's heated Pilates.
Yeah.
Something with Vegas,
There's a True Fusion here.
Yeah,
that has the heated Pilates.
Bro, Vegas is weird. All these like moms love going and when it's 120 degrees out, they like going to heated rooms to sweat even more to work out. And I like got addicted to it because it's a detox.
It's literally dude. It's hot as shit in LA, like spoiled kids.
You guys are crazy. It's not hot.
No, but
nothing compared to Vegas.
Nothing compared to Vegas. But I've been going to infrared sauna like every other day.
I mean, it's healthy. It's great.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
You sweat it out. You fucking shower. You walk on. And you start sweating again because it's hot. But it's still a great feeling.
So back to your question about my career, man. Like, I thank God that like I said, I had great advisors. But yeah, I want to release more music. I have a ton of music, but like I said, I started a new project. That project for me has been my outlet. It's been my creative outlet. I fucked up a lot in my career, even from down to even the DMs and doing all these like different social media taxes with the MAKJ project. I thought I was cool. Like I was like, I'm never going to respond to anyone. I'm not going to follow anyone, you know, like dumb shit.
Yeah.
But it's like a community thing. Like your fans are everything. Your people that want to follow you and purchase your music and come to your shows, bro, they're making your career. They're legitimately funding your life. Be one with those people. So with this new project, I have applied that and I have seen insane kind of push. The difference has been mind-blowing to me. So
did you ever consider rebranding as a different name, like just putting MAKJ to rest and like you're just say your real name, like, right? Like it's just this is
I've thought about doing the MAKJ shit, but I feel like I've already built such a big kind of presence with the MAKJ stuff and released. The funny thing is
like we said, Maurice to Malp, like that type of, that's what I mean.
For sure. Like keep my face and do the whole thing. Yeah. But at the same time, I always thought maybe a little further on, I never thought my name was so like plopped down to the ground now where I don't think I could switch that up. I don't know how to describe this. I think doing a project where you can not be the face and start something else by getting someone else to do it or be a mass character, that was the goal for me because I didn't want to tour. Touring to me is like the death because I have spent so many times where I could have been a better person by not having to tour and having a different life and having different routines. Like I'm a routine guy.
Yeah.
And having some sort of just normalcy, and touring doesn't give you that. And it's like everyone thinks like you're
it's depressing, man.
Fucking depressing.
That shit is dark, bro.
I don't want to shit on it because it's made me have a life, but at the same time, there are so many moments where I'm like, bro, the flight attendants know me by my name. Yeah. You know, I'm sitting here like, where the fuck am I right now with this little tiny bottle of water? I'm spending Thanksgiving in fucking Holiday Inn. Like, what is going on right now?
I was telling my girl this past weekend when we had that, haven't had a weekend like that in a while where you go to Atlantic City. Obviously, you're going cross country, so you leave LA super early, get there, you miss out on time.
Dude.
We get dinner, We go to the club, drink our face off, go to the airport, come back, deal with the LAX. Still, you land, you're still an hour away from home. We're on the runway for an hour.
Yeah.
We were on the runway for an hour because they didn't have a gate.
Dude. Oh yeah, LAX.
It was that whole what's it
It
called?
was an IT outage or whatever. So dude,
strike, yeah.
it was just fucking, and like again, different problems. There's bigger problems in the world, but it was pretty rough, right? And I was telling my girl, I was like, this is what I was like. This is all this shit I just went through is what they pay me for.
Yeah.
I play music for free.
Yeah.
I'm getting paid to go through this, sit in traffic, go through security, sit on this runway, be in this full flight, like fucking this girl next to me eating Cheetos and wiping it like on the fucking side. Like I'm not making this up. Like it's just all the bullshit that you have to deal with. And then you
It's a
go,
good way of putting it though.
and then you go
didn't pay
DJ for
that.
2 hours. That's for free.
Yeah.
You're getting paid for all the other stuff you're going through. And I know there's bigger problems in the world. Like I know this, someone listening will be like, man, you fucking lucky bitch. Yeah. But it's like
good problem to have.
Yeah, but dude, there's been so
know.
many. I mean, my health got to a certain point. My mom thought I was really sick. I was touring so much. I wasn't eating. When you drink a lot, you just don't want to
Yeah,
eat.
you're gonna have appetite,
You're not trying to find food on the road.
I'm the opposite.
You just eat
I
tons.
binge.
Yeah, I mean,
Many bars gone, all the fucking
You're that guy.
Snickers on the floor.
$45 Pringles, dude. Nah,
100%.
not me, bro.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a cheapo. I am a cheapo, dude. I'm like, that's a tank of gas. I am doing that. So someone's gonna sit here and be like, look at these bitches complaining about being a DJ. There's
But
so
luckily,
many
it's all
things.
DJs that listen a lot. Some can't relate. Some can. So
I think looking at it as, first world problems here, but I think looking at it as what you just said, where you're getting paid to do the hard travel labor and doing all that shit. Airports are not how they used to be. Car rides are not how they used to be. Hotels are not how they used to be. I mean, the year after COVID, honestly, was the best time to travel because I remember they were like, sorry, sir, we're cleaning the plane. I'm like, you don't say. It sounds pretty tight.
flying with a mask was so fun too, because just like I was, dude. Even after,
Never heard that.
even after masks were like cleared, like you don't have to wear a mask anymore. I was still wearing a mask on the plane, and then I'm like, someone was like, "What the fuck? Like, do you have COVID or are you scared of COVID?" I said, "It's not COVID. It's you. You're fucking disgusting. Like I don't. It's germs. It's just like."
I was always like, for me, like I'm super clean. I like taking the wipe. I'm that guy. I wipe the plane, wipe my seat, and doing all that get down. But there was that year after COVID where they're cleaning the planes and the cleans actually look semi nice. And I'm like, that's how when you go to Japan, that's how they hand you a wet wipe. They're very
always.
cleanliness.
They've been
It's
on
like
the
super-
masks forever.
Always, bro. And America kind of fell into this like just turn and burn Greyhound mentality now. I mean, when I got on a Southwest flight, I'm like, bro, we breaking down? Like, it's always 50-50 now. It's crazy. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And also, too, living in Vegas, it's the low-budget carrier airport. And, Southwest, big one. I will never fly Frontier or Spirit. I don't give a fuck if it's direct.
Chance. They charge you for a seatbelt.
They charge you for everything, right? So, like, I'll do American, but I'm always connecting everywhere. So, again, like you said, we're getting paid. We're getting paid to travel, and we're doing the show for free is the best way of looking at that.
Yeah.
Because
That's really how I see it.
fucking 90 minutes. You
Playing
go 90
music.
minutes. Like when I explain to my parents, like, oh, yeah, I have a 2-week run in Australia, and I'm going this and that. And I'm like, if I actually really calculate how much I'm actually playing, bro, it's like less than like 5 hours.
Yeah.
No, the
Crazy to me.
Bro, the craziest part was like when people would be like, bro, you're complaining. Like they pay you to DJ for like for 2 hours. And I'm like, you see 2 hours? I see 2 days.
Yeah.
I
Straight up.
see 2 full days of like, say you go to New York or whatever. Like that's 2 full days.
I got to give a shout out to Vice, though. He lives in Hawaii now. Dude,
Yeah.
he is on that 5-hour flight. I mean, I get it. He's
5 hour.
You go to
11,
Miami.
12
to
hours.
fucking Miami.
Because he connects. He goes 5 to LA and
he runs a mile
and then
when he
goes
lands.
another 5 to Miami.
Yo, I didn't think about that.
Yes, 12 hours, bro.
Hey, man, peace of mind if he loves Hawaii. I love it for him.
It's closer for him to go to Japan than Miami.
Yeah. Japan, Japanese Cabo is Hawaii.
Yeah.
I've always kind of been like, All right, boys.
Yeah, well, shit. Thanks for coming by, man.
That was a good time.
That was really good.
I will see you soon.